Hello and welcome. This is Christina Hills with the Website Creation Workshop, and welcome to this special call on landing pages versus sales pages. And my name is Christina Hills, and if you've never heard me before, I'm going to start out with just briefly telling you a little bit about my story. So I was living in the San Francisco Bay Area with my husband, and I was working for George Lucas in the film and TV special effects department at the company called Industrial Light and Magic. And this is a still of Star Wars, one of the most famous films that I've worked on. It was a fabulous place to work. And if you go rent Star Wars Episode 1 and watch through the credits, you will see my name listed as a digital effect artist. So it was really a fun career. I loved it. It had a mix of technical people and artistic people, and that's the category I like to put myself into. So it was a great career, but then my daughter Maggie was born, and here's her in the hospital 1 day old. And so I decided, okay, now's time to quit the corporate world, and so we moved to the Sierra Mountains, which was very beautiful. It's very snowy up there, and that's a view from our backyard. And I decided to focus on my family. So I quit working as a senior technical director for George Lucas's company, Industrial Light and Magic, moved up to the mountains, and had my daughter and raised her. And so then I decided, okay, I think I'll start my own business. And so I niched as the shopping cart queen. And here's a screenshot from my site. That was the first business I started. And I discovered my passion and gift for teaching technology. So that's what I do. I teach non-techie people how to use technology. And since then, we have moved to San Diego, which is where I live now. So we traded in the snow for the sun, and I love it down here in San Diego. So I started my website creation workshop business in around 2008, and since then I have taught over 2,000 people how to build their websites in the website creation workshop using WordPress. But today's call is not specifically about WordPress. It's about different types of websites. So that's what we're going to talk about, the different types of websites and what they all are. So I'm going to talk about, because people get this confused a bit, talk about authority sites versus landing pages versus sales letters versus blogs, and hopefully I'll be able to, the call will simplify everything so that it's easy to understand, and so that when you're making decisions for your business, you'll know more the lay of the land and the terminology, whether you decide to hire someone else or if you decide to do things yourself. So I'm a big do-it-yourselfer. That's what I do. I teach people to be free and independent of their webmasters and to be able to control their sites themselves. But some people still want to hire folks, and that's okay. This way you'll have a good, rock-solid understanding of the terminology. Okay, so let's start and talk about authority sites. Your authority site is your main website. I'm going to show lots of examples today. So here's a screenshot of Mari Smith, and this is her authority site, meaning her main site that you come to find out about her. And she's got a really nice site, and notice she's got an opt-in up at the top. So an authority site is a website that's trusted by the site visitors and industry experts. It provides quality content and information. So when people say, what's your website, you give out your main site, your authority site. Here's another example from Ocean Robbins, the Food Revolution Network. So this is his main site that folks would come to. And then here's my site, websitecreationworkshop.com, and I have my blog posts on the front of my authority site, and I'm going to talk about that a little bit more. All right, so an authority site is your main website. Now let's talk about landing pages. The purpose of a landing page is for list building. So a landing page could be a page off of your authority site, or it could be a completely different website. That's up to you. But first you need to understand, what's happening on a landing page. So let's look at the next slide. So the general definition is any web page that a visitor can land on is a landing page. Other terms are squeeze pages or opt-in pages, but I like the term landing page. So it's a page you land on. So you might land on it from clicking on an ad, for example. Definition in the internet marketing world, a web page that is distinct from other pages on the site, created for a specific purpose. And generally the specific purpose is for lead generation. So this landing page of mine, which is at websitecreationworkshop.com/sign up, you go there and that's me dressed up doing a Julia Child spoof imitation, and you opt in to get a sample PDF lesson and a video that goes along with it. So you would have a landing page if you want to send people or send traffic to a specific page to get them to opt in. Your authority site, which I had shown before, often has a lot of stuff going on. So the user then gets to decide where they're going to look and where they're going to click. Let me just back up. So here, you might read the article, you might opt in over here, you might click up here at the top and click on any of my menu items. So when a person comes to an authority site, looking at this one as well, you kind of get a whole, smorgasbord of different things you can do on an authority site. But on a landing page, there's really one thing to do. That's the purpose of it. The one thing is to get someone to opt in for your bonus or your opt-in goodie or whatever it is you're giving them. And yes, they can watch the video, but notice I'm pointing to the opt-in box. You don't have to have a different URL for a landing page. It could be off of your main URL, so you don't have to buy a different domain name. Some people choose to do that. Some people choose to have a landing page and then they make specific business cards or flyers with that different URL. So really that's up to you. Okay, so they've come to the landing page, and again, this presentation is all to make things very simplified because the internet is very ephemeral. You can't really touch it. You're on pages and then they disappear. And so you let me know if I've done a good job explaining this. All right, somebody comes to the landing page, they opt in, and boom, then they land on a thank you page. Right, so the thank you page is the page that the person gets to after they've taken some action. So thank you pages are very, very important. So in this instance, when you opt in and you come to the thank you page, I am immediately giving the visitor the video, and if you were to scroll down here, there'd be a link to the PDF handout. You, as a business owner, get to decide what you want to give people on the thank you page. So let me show you a couple of other examples. Here's another landing page, And this uses a system called lead pages, and I'm going to talk more about that in a little bit. And when someone comes to this landing page and they click, up pops this little opt-in dialog box. So that is a little bit different than this one where you see the opt-in at the same time. This is different. You have to click, and when you click, the background grays out, and then it's really focused for the person to put in their name and their email. And then, once the person opts in, then they get to a thank you page. Now, this thank you page has a little bit of a different design. It says, thank you, here's your download, so you can click to get your download. And then it encourages you to then opt in for something else, for a webinar. So that's another idea you can do. There are a lot of different things you can do after somebody opts in. And every situation and every business might be slightly different. But just keep that in mind. There's a lot of different things you can do with a thank you page. Here's another landing page as a pop-up. So it's off of Ocean's main site. You click Join Us, and then up pops up his opt-in offer, his opt-in goodie. So that's another example of a landing page. So as you're cruising the internet, just look at how other people are doing things and think, I like that, or, oh, that wouldn't work for me. And it really helps you get ideas. All right, I am now going to switch topics to sales pages for selling. And know that, hang on the call because I'll be able to answer all your questions after I go through the presentation. All right, sales pages for selling. So what is a sales page? So here's an example of a sales page from my fall website creation workshop. So let me give you the definition. A sales page is a web page that is distinct from other pages on the site, created with a sole purpose of selling a product or program. Typically, it does not have a sidebar, does not have any menu items, it doesn't have anything to take the visitor's attention away from the program or the product. So let's take a look here. As you'll notice on this screenshot, there's no menu, there's no sidebars, there's nothing to do except read the sales letter. So sales letter, it's a really old term, but that's the term that people use in the internet marketing world. You also hear registration page, so sales letter or registration page. And in this one, you would read and scroll, and then you would get to the bottom, and then you have these payment options. Now, one thing I want to mention is this program or this sales letter is selling one product, but it gives different payment options. So even though technically in your shopping cart system you may have 3 products listed, it's really one product because people would only select one of these. You wouldn't select multiple of these. Let me keep going. Here's another example of a sales page with a video at the top. Has a little bit of a different look and feel. But again, on this sales page, there's no sidebars, there's no menu. You land here and then you read through for the offer. And this is for my WCW Club, which is a monthly membership club for people who've been through the website creation workshop and want monthly training calls from me. Now here's the one thing that's really important, and this is why I've included this in here, because I get a lot of clients who think they want to build an e-commerce site, but they really don't. So let me just say this, and I got a slide coming up for this. Sales pages are not e-commerce sites. So if you're selling a product or a program or a coaching service or a coaching package, if you're selling something online, that doesn't make you an e-commerce site. Amazon is an e-commerce site. So when you think, okay, what kind of business do I have? If you're selling lots of stuff where people would click and buy and then keep shopping and click and buy and keep shopping and click and buy and have multiple items and then go through the checkout, that's an e-commerce store and that's an e-commerce site. But if you're selling consulting or coaching or like one thing at a time, you don't have an e-commerce site. So I hope that that's clear. If there's any questions on that, just let me know. Blog. So let's talk about a blog now. Your blog is for relationship building. Let's look at a picture here. This is from Ocean Robin's site, and when you go to his site and you click on blog, then you get to his blog with his different articles. So the purpose of the blog is to write articles, put out content, put out valuable information, and get people reading and consuming your content. And also, the other good thing about a blog is by posting articles to your website, to your blog, you then build up a bigger site, and the search engines like that. And let me read the definition of a blog. It's very often the meat of an authority site is your blog or your blog posts. And you can think of them as your articles or your newsletter. So you don't have to use the word blog. You can use the term articles or newsletter. It's a great way to share your expertise. It helps to interact with your site visitors, nurture relationships, and build trust, and naturally attracts the search engines. So that's why I like it. So here, your authority site and your blog can really be, and I think it really should be, part of the same thing. Now, some people come to me and they've got a site that a webmaster built and like they don't really like it, but they kind of want to leave it alone because it's there, and then they start a blog as something separate. But in general, you want to have it as part of your authority site. So for example, the Food Revolution Network, the top is sort of a smorgasbord of things to pick on, and then he has his blog underneath at the bottom of his home page. And when you click on blog at the top, then it takes you to just the articles. All right, so that's one way to do it. Let me back up one more. So his home page, he has a couple of articles, his most recent articles, on his home page. But then when you click up here on the blog menu item, then you see all his blog posts. So the term blog means a collection of articles. So a blog post is an article, so each one of these is a blog post, but the blog is a collection of articles. And notice you can click continue reading, and so he has a little bit of a blurb, continue reading, the next one, a little bit of blurb, continue reading, and then visitors can see which articles are most interesting. So let's look at Mari Smith. So her authority site and blog are part of the same thing. She has a home page which is just about who she is. She's one of the top Facebook marketing experts. And then you click on the blog tab, and then here are her articles. Again, a little blurb, and then continue reading. Another one, a little blurb, and then continue reading. I have my blog on the home page, and I'm thinking about changing it, but right now I have my blog on the home page. So you come here and you immediately see my latest article. I also have, I hope I'm not going too fast, I also have what is called a portal site. And I have only one example of a portal site to show you. So what is a portal site? And I'm not saying you have to build one. I'm just saying this is how I did it. ChristinaHills.com is my portal site, meaning when you come here, the purpose of the site is really to direct you to other sites. So you can click and see the different programs I have, or you can find me on social media or find how to contact me. But I don't do a lot of work on ChristinaHills.com because I'm doing it on the website creationworkshop.com. So you can do things differently. Maybe in the future I may change that, but this is how I have it set up for now. So that is my portal site. So if you have different businesses or different ideas, and if you can buy your own domain name, I would go ahead and buy it, and then you can then link off of it. So I have the website creation workshop, I've got the website transformation workshop, I've got my WCW club, and then I have a program on website security. Okay, so let's talk about marketing funnels. Marketing funnels. So I gave you the lay of the land of what these different sites were, the different terminologies. So let's look at this little diagram. And when we get to the questions part, I can also refer back to this. But I like visuals and I like diagrams because it makes it a lot easier to understand. So here is one example of a marketing funnel. There's different ways to build marketing funnels. But the first one is the prospect visits the squeeze page or the landing page. And they see the opt-in box, and your visitor opts in. So that's number one. As soon as they opt in, they are taken to a thank you page. Now, this thank you page might be a sales letter. It just might be, or it might be something else. This page, after they opt in, you can do a lot with it. You can do a lot with this thank you page. So for some people, it's too direct to send them to a buy now. That's going to be up to you. But let's keep talking. As soon as they opt in, their name and email goes into whatever email marketing system you have. And that email marketing system will look up and say, okay, what did the person opt in for? I'm going to email them the autoresponder follow-up series of messages. So it might be one or it might be a series of messages. So this happens in the background. Anyhow, if the person is so engaged, they buy, then and they sign up for your program, then they would then go enter into your membership site. So that is one example of a marketing funnel, and there's lots of different kinds of marketing funnels that you can have. But let me just show you a few tools for building online funnels. The first one is called Lead Pages. And Lead Pages lets you, I've got a little slide here, and Joanna, you can give them that link, christinasresources.com/lead pages, and you can also put it in the question box too. It lets you quickly create opt-in pages, sales pages, and thank you pages with their own templates and hosting. All templates are designed for good conversions and can easily be connected to a WordPress site via a plugin. So a conversion is, let me back up, explain what a conversion is. A conversion is for all the people who come to your landing page, what percentage opt in? So if you've got a high conversion rate, that means people come, they like your opt-in so much that they opt in and then get to a thank you page. So that's a high conversion. So their templates are designed for good conversions. That's called lead pages. It's a monthly system you pay every month for. That's how it works. It's like having your own hosting. Another company which started after lead pages is called ClickFunnels, and they are similar. I think they're a little bit more expensive. Some people like ClickFunnels better than lead pages. You can decide, but you'll find them at christinasresources.com/ClickFunnels. So they let you create marketing funnels. They include opt-in, sales, webinar pages, membership sites. There's more design customizations possible than lead pages. My understanding about ClickFunnels, and I don't have a ClickFunnels account, is that they charge you more the more emails you have or the more people opt in, whereas lead pages doesn't do that. They don't charge you more as you get more visitors. So you'll have to just decide. So these are just tools for creating marketing funnels. I'm not saying you have to get one of these tools. I'm just letting you know what they are. Both ClickFunnels and lead pages are independent of WordPress, so you could use it with other systems or an HTML site. Let me just show you two more, and then we'll take some questions. OptimizePress has been around a long time, and they are a WordPress theme or plugin that lets you build opt-in pages in WordPress. The free basic plan includes 10 pages and hosting with their URL with an option to upgrade. So I used OptimizePress for many years, and I'm not using them so much anymore because I discovered the Divi theme. And the Divi theme is not designed as a marketing theme, but it's a very visual, artistic approach. And so I really like the Divi theme. And let me come over here. So christinasresources.com/Divi. It's from a company called Elegant Themes. It's a WordPress theme or plugin that lets you build authority sites, landing pages, sales pages, and blogs. And here are some screenshots of the different sites that I've built with Divi. I like it because it's artistic and very visual. Artistic, colorful, and visual versus marketing-ish. So, but this works with WordPress. It's not independent of WordPress, whereas ClickFunnels and lead pages are independent. So what I want to tell you about is just mention that my next WordPress training is going to be coming up in January. And I do have a opt-in box to get on the notification list. So if you haven't done that, you can go, and this is a Divi site, so you can see how it works. This opt-in will ask you to confirm your email, so you'll have to look in your email and click the email confirmation. But I just want to make sure everybody knew about this winter class coming up, because the holidays come, people get busy, and then all of a sudden, oh, I didn't know, Christina, you were teaching a class. So yeah, the class will start in January after the holidays, but we are gearing up, ramping up now for it. So we've got plenty of time for questions now, and if you want to type in a question, you can go ahead and do that, and Joanna, I will let you then read me some questions.
Okay, our first one is from Wendy, and she says, so you need a different URL for your landing page?
You don't need a different URL for your landing page. So let me let me get out of this. Hold on. So, websitecreationworkshop.com takes you to /blog. Then if we go to my landing page, sign up. So, I don't like it being empty. There we go. So here is an opt-in, and it shows you what you're opting in for. You can have in a /, and I can't really zoom in on this, you can have a different, a same domain name and then a different /sign up to take you to a landing page. So you don't have to buy a different domain name. So coming here to my blog, if I click on free report, so here's that free report that I showed you, and you can click to get and you can click here to get an instant opt-in, instant opt-in. The nice thing about lead pages is it remembers your email address. So if people are using lead pages on other sites and then they come to your site, it will remember your email address.
Okay. And then I think you kind of answered this question, but they were asking, you said it was their choice for a number of things, but it would be good to know why would you decide one way or another, perhaps advantages and disadvantages on why a separate domain name for a landing page. So somebody else was asking that as well.
To me, that answer is more of a management and branding thing. So if you wanted to have a different domain name, you can buy it. They're not that expensive, but it's more like, how do you want to brand yourself? Sometimes it's a hassle to say go to /sign up. Sometimes it's easier to say just give someone a domain name. So it doesn't matter that much. So make your decision more based on what do you want to tell people. Do you want to buy a different domain name, or do you want to just have it be /something? So it doesn't really matter that much.
Okay. And then Berdine was asking if you could define a plugin.
A plugin. So let me see if I have a good article on plugins. If you could paste that into Joanna, who asked for what is a plugin. So a plugin is like an app for your phone. It's extra software that you add to WordPress to make it do something. Like, for example, these social media share buttons. You know, if I want to share this article on Twitter, when I click, it pops up this little Twitter dialog box, and then I can click tweet, and it tweets it out. So this helps me promote on social media, and it also helps my visitors promote on social media. So WordPress comes factory installed, like a car. You're buying a car, there's factory installed stuff, and then you can get add-ons. So it's just an add-on.
Okay. And then Charlotte said, hello, Christina. Why did you say you may change the way your blog is set up? What else would you do?
The reason why I might change, so right now I've got, when you come to my blog, you can see the most recent blog posts. And if you scroll down, you can see my most recent blog posts, and I've got a lot of different articles, and then you can click to the next page, and you can read, my other articles. So I have them on the home page. The reason why I might change is I might want to have more of a banner and a smorgasbord of different things that people would see versus my latest blog posts. So that'd be the only reason. So I might have right now I have in my menu free report, next workshop, my programs and my tips, but I might change that. Let me see if I've got Food Revolution. This is Ocean Robbins. I really like how he has these different things, that these visuals that grab your attention. And even though I have these other pages, they're a menu item, I think I'd rather make it more visual and then either push my blog down below. So it'll still be on the home page, but I'm thinking of having something else at the top. So that's just my thought process.
Okay, and then Joseph was asking, what is the best way to actually create the landing page?
What is the best way to create the landing page? That question's going to be different for every person. So first off, you got to decide on, what technology you want to use and how much you want to pay. So, like, for example, this lead pages, I wanted people to come here and not see anything else. And this comes pre-designed, so that's pretty nice. ClickFunnels, I think, also comes pre-designed. So, but you can do it with WordPress as well. So here is to get on the notification list for my next class. And when you opt in, then it just says go check your email. So you can do it in WordPress. You don't have to buy another system, or you can decide to buy another system. I'm not here today to pump and tell you to buy another system. My purpose today is giving you a really good lay of the land so you can make the decision yourself.
Okay, and then Andrew was asking, who are you using for your email autoresponders?
I am currently using Aweber, and you can find that at, I'll give you my link, christinahills.aweber.com. Probably also at christinasresources.com/Aweber. So I use Aweber, but there are there's lots of different systems you can use. And yeah, there's lots of good systems.
Okay, and Karen was asking if you recommend WordPress.com or WordPress.org.
Oh, wasn't expecting to get that question. I recommend WordPress.org. So let me bring up both. And I should probably do a whole separate training on the difference. So notice they have the same logo. It is the same company. It's just two different versions. WordPress.org is the self-hosted version of WordPress, and you get your own hosting. It's free. WordPress.com is also free, but they host it for you. So this is a little bit more hobbyish than this. So this is why I teach WordPress.org. It allows you to grow your business as large as you want to. WordPress.com has some restrictions on selling, and I have an article. Let me see, WordPress.com. I have an article on the differences between the two. Which one should I choose, WordPress.org or WordPress.com? So I will post this to the chat. So I give you some examples.
Okay. And then Maureen was asking, what is the benefits of having opt-in on the main page as opposed to having a separate landing page to build a list? What would be the benefit of having both?
You should definitely have both. Off of your main site, you should have some kind of, see, I have it in the right sidebar. I also have it up here. And I think when you scroll to the bottom, there should be a delayed opt-in, although I might have turned that off. The advantages of having both is you could run ads. So let's say you're going to spend money to run an ad. you might want to send them straight here and not to your main site, because if you're going to spend money for an ad, you really want to build your list. So it really depends upon the intention. Let me just go to Facebook for a moment. If someone's going to pay for an ad, then they don't want to spend the money. Let me take you to my fan page. Now, these are ads for Walmart. Walmart doesn't quite count because they're a big retailer. But the point I'm trying to make is if you're going to pay for an ad, take someone to a focused page because your goal is to build your list. That's why you would have something that's different.
Okay. And then our next question is, what is the benefit of using a paid service like Lead Pages for your landing page as opposed to just creating your own landing page?
It's all pretty individual. So the way I decided was I hired a gal to help me out, and she said she knew Lead Pages, and so it was easy, and so that's why I got Lead Pages, because of the person I hired. She knew it, and so I could just run with it, and I didn't. It was a business decision that made it really easy for me to work with this person.
Okay. And then Gail was asking, how do the opt-in boxes in Basic Optimized Press compare to those in MailChimp? And then she said, great webinar and valuable info. Thank you.
All right. I'm going to make a note to add in the email component to this. Because, all right, so the question, so you got to keep in mind there are, let me go back to let me find my diagram. I like to teach with pictures from current slide. When you're making your decisions on what you need for your business, you've got to weigh in how much money you want to spend. Do you want another monthly charge? Are you doing it yourself? Are you hiring people to help you? It's also individual. You have to balance it all out. But let's look at this diagram for a moment. You've got your page they come to with the opt-in box. When someone opts in and gets on your email list, that is generally a different system. Now, you could buy one of the more expensive systems like Infusionsoft or Entreport, and I think they have that built in together. I'm not sure. But in general, these are all separate. So, for example, Lead Pages, and I also believe ClickFunnels, you tell them which email system you're using. Are you using MailChimp? Are you using iContact? Are you using Aweber? Are you using One Shopping Cart? Are you using Infusionsoft? So your email marketing system is separate from your website, whether it's WordPress or something else. So those are sort of separate business decisions. So for example, so let me get out of here and I'll click on this free report. So when you opt in here, that will get you on my Aweber, one of my Aweber lists, which is the same as if you opt in here. This will also get you into Aweber, but on a different list. And I think this is the same as the /signup. So this Aweber list and this one is the same. Because someone might have done a Google search, which one should I choose, WordPress.org or WordPress.com? So they're finding me based on my content, and then once they get here, they'll notice this opt-in box on the side. So it's, how do you make the decision? It's in some instances you're doing an indirect sell for the opt-in, and then in some instances it's much more direct. And it really depends upon your goals and what you're trying to do.
Okay. And then Cheney was asking, do you have a teaching video on how to connect the email autoresponder to WordPress?
I teach that in, let me bring up ChristinaHills.com See, if I have a portal, then I don't have to remember what I've called it. In the website transformation workshop, that's part of this program, and we're going to start another class up in 2016. So the website transformation workshop, that's for people who have a WordPress site and they want to transform it and take it to the next level. The website creation workshop is for people who are new to WordPress, or they have a site and they just don't know how to run it at all. And so that's the let's create your site and then let's transform your site. And I teach it in that program.
Okay, great. Elizabeth was asking, how do you remove the menus and sidebars from the landing pages?
Great question. So, how do you remove the menus and the sidebars? It depends upon the design. That would be something that would be built in to the design. And one of the things I like about the Divi design, which I talked about in my presentation, and you can find that at christinasresources.com/Divi. From a company called Elegant Themes, and I'm giving you my affiliate links. So it's the same as, and are people getting, people seeing these notes in the chat? I hope people are seeing those. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. What was the question? Apologies.
How do you remove the menu and sidebars from landing pages?
Right. So it depends upon the theme. If you're using WordPress, it just depends upon the theme. So with the Divi theme, they are building blocks that let you add it or not add it. Other sites, let me back up to my blog. This design has menus. You might be able to turn them off, but it depends upon the theme design. And I think there was a question on the website transformation workshop is the next step after you've gone through the website creation workshop, and I am going to be running that again in February.
Okay, and then Chini was also asking, how can we save the links that we're giving them?
I'm going to send out a bunch of these links in an email. So watch your email for the replay. Joanna, let's put all these links in the replay. So in the replay, we will send out this webinar replay and then all these links that I included.
Okay. And then Nahid has two questions. The first one is, when you use MailChimp to get people to opt in for an event, what exactly is happening? It seems to redirect people to your landing page to sign up.
Say that question again. Is he talking about my site or is he talking about in general? I'm not sure.
I believe it's in general. So they said, when you use MailChimp to get people to opt in for an event, what exactly is happening? It seems to redirect people to your landing page to sign up.
Let me go back to my diagram from current slide. When you set up a landing page for people to opt in, and they could go to MailChimp, Aweber, it doesn't matter, where they go on the thank you page should be a different page, but it isn't always a different page. So where they go next depends upon the business owner of where they're going to send them. If the business owner is lazy or made a mistake, they keep sending them back to the same place, and that's kind of a no-no. So you want to think through, someone's come to my site, when they opt in, where do I want to send them next? So let's go back to, let me go back to some other slides. Hold on. Close your eyes while I back up to the opt-in. Okay, so this one, when you opt in, you immediately go to the thank you page. Wait, I can demo that. Let me go here to, so let's go Christina and Christina at Website Creation Workshop. So I'm opting in to my own opt-in box. And let me tell everybody, you want to opt in to your own opt-in box. I can't believe how many clients I meet and I say, well, did you opt into your own stuff? And they're like, no. And I'm like, oh, you got to opt into your own stuff. So when you opt in, it will take you then to my thank you page, which has a PDF download, a video you can click and watch that goes along with the PDF, and then I have click here for more tips and training, taking you back to my blog. So you get to decide where you're going to send them. This one, when you opt in, and it may still have an old webinar up there, you opt in and then it takes you to a thank you page and then encourages you to opt in for something else. So the whole thank you page is where like the magic happens. Some thank you pages say go check your email. So this is a business strategy decision where it's going to go. All right. Let's see. Next question.
Okay, and then his second question was, on a different note, do you have any plans to do workshops on different lead pages, such as lead pages, MailChimp, etc.? I find all of them really confusing.
I might do one specifically just on those systems. I don't right now have any plans to do it. The purpose of today was to give you really a big picture, but I might be doing a lead pages one.
Okay, and then Tate was asking, so you can have a sales page, landing page, and a blog all within one domain?
Yes, you can. Right. Sales page, landing page, and a blog. So here is, I've got one landing page, websitecreationworkshop.com/2016. When you go and you opt in, this one is set up so that this will just refresh and tell you to check your email. So notice it says /2016. This one says /blog. Same websitecreationworkshop.com ///blog. And then if I take you to, let's go to programs. And if you click here, I think this says coming soon. Yeah, this says coming soon. So my winter class is not yet set up to purchase. We may be doing an early bird in December, giving you either discount or extra bonuses, but you can have a sales page. And I've got my club one. No, that's on a different domain name. This one. So my security course, Lock Down Your WordPress Website. This is for people who already have a WordPress site, and it's in a location called /security. So you can put a slash onto anything, and you can have different sites. So this is a sales page for how to make your WordPress site more secure, and it is $197. You can see that here.
Okay, and we had a couple questions. One person was asking what web host are you using, and then Catherine was asking what is SiteGround used for?
Great question. So let's come over here and go to resources. And in my resources, I'll just type this into the chat. And I'll type it into the chat and the question box. So I use both Bluehost and SiteGround. And so I recommend both of these. I had HostGator. I didn't like it as much as Bluehost, but lots of people love HostGator. WP Engine's much more expensive, and they don't include email. So this one's a little bit more advanced, but it's super fast hosting. So these are the so SiteGround is a hosting company just like Bluehost and HostGator and WP Engine. There are others, but these are the ones I'm familiar with. You can find this under resources, And then I've also listed the shopping cart system I'm using, Aweber, and then there's MailChimp, Constant Contact. I just list a whole bunch of different systems.
Okay, and then would you like to take any more polls?
Yes, I want to answer Cheney's question. She says, I use HostGator. Do you suggest switching? And this is really important. That's why I wanted to call out Cheney. If you are happy and if you are not having problems, don't switch. So if you're on HostGator and you're happy and you're not having problems, I wouldn't switch because it's a hassle switching. Only switch if you have a real reason to switch. So I was sort of done with what I was doing and just decided that I would stick with Bluehost and SiteGround and WP Engine. But anyhow, if you're not having a problem, don't switch. Someone asked about SEO training. That is in my my transformation workshop program. I include the SEO training. That's for people who have a site. So this is for people who are creating a site, and this is for people who have a site and they want to do more with it. Oh,
okay,
a
and
poll.
I know we're at the top of the hour.
So let me, let's see. I should have taken some of these earlier. So I think I'll just do one more poll. And how easy versus hard was today's webinar? Now, I probably should have rewritten that, but I just want to know if I was going too fast. That's really what I want to know. And for some people, it's going to be too easy. Some people, they followed me, but it moved a little fast, and some people might be totally confused. Hopefully not. Hopefully not. The goal of today's webinar was to really simplify things so that you can understand. And so I'll just click on the screen for the poll, and then I'll show the results. If you don't have a website, or you have a WordPress site but you don't have the foggiest clue how to update it, and your web guys and gals making you pay a ton of money for it, I'm going to encourage you to go opt in and get on the notification list. All right, let me close that and share the results. So a few people it was too easy, but those are probably some of my best customers who came on this call. 70% were in the middle. 21% said I moved a little bit fast. Thank you for that. And good, nobody was totally lost or confused. All right, so again, my name is Christina Hills. You can find me at websitecreationworkshop.com or christinahills.com. I love teaching technology to people and simplifying the technology so that everybody can understand. If you didn't get your question answered, because I don't want to go over that much more, come to my Facebook fan page, and for the rest of the day I will be answering questions. So come to the fan page and ask any questions, and definitely like my fan page. And since I'm already in here, I can't show you how to like it, but so I'll answer questions that didn't get answered for the rest of the day on my fan page. If you come to my site and click on programs, I should put a in February is the plan for the transformation workshop. That's the intermediate course. Joanna, make a note that we need to make an opt-in box for this. So we'll make an opt-in box for that. All right, I think I covered everything that I wanted to cover. Watch your email. Watch your email. I will send out the replay for this and include the links today. Definitely send me any feedback you have. And this was a lot of fun. All right, anything else before we go?
We just have people saying thank you. It was a great webinar. And then they were asking if there was a replay, which I know you just mentioned.
Yes. So we'll be sending out the replay that email will probably go out tomorrow morning.
Okay.
All right. Okay, again, my name is Christina Hills, and welcome to those of you who this was the first webinar with me. Watch your emails for more webinars I will be doing in the future, and come interact on Facebook if you like that, or you can find me on Twitter or LinkedIn. I don't hang out on LinkedIn. Twitter and Facebook is mostly it. Do sign up if you want to be notified for the beginners class. That'll be in January. The intermediate class will be in February. And I will see you all next time. Again, my name is Christina Hills, and I'll see you on the next call. Bye-bye, everybody.